African American women have always been at the center of healthcare in America. Behind me is midwife Mary Frances Hill Calling. She was a midwife in the mid-1900s who had birthed over 3,000 babies. When you don't know your history, it repeats itself. You know how we've recently seen nurses being discredited as an actual profession. This happened to granny midwives all throughout the South in the mid-1900s. So, Black women had been birthing babies in this country since this country's conception. They brought over midwifery skills from Africa, but also paired them with the knowledge that they learned from the indigenous Americans here. They also used herbs, prayers, amulets, all types of things to create these holistic and sacred birthing environments to birth not just Black children, but white children as well. Now, in the mid-1900s, obstetrics and other doctors began to attempt to discredit the granny midwives by saying that their practices were very primitive and unsanitary. And they began to create parameters around how women birth and how women accompany women birthing. This is something that led to a lot of granny midwives not being able to service the communities that they have had serviced for centuries in America, which led to so much fading out of birthing at home up until recently. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you don't know your history, it repeats itself. We see here recently that since there's been such an amazing influx of Black medical professionals, specifically in nursing, now all of a sudden nursing isn't a professional career. Sounds very familiar. And I want to remind you on this Black History Month on today of who has been wet nursing, who has been raising children, feeding children, taking care of and nurturing mothers, even whenever they were unable to do so for their own. So be mindful of that on today. I love you, baby. Peace, be well. Happy Black History Month.